What's up, everybody? Welcome to the No Scrubs Allowed podcast. It's been a little while. Seal, how you doing?
Yeah, it has been a little while. I'm doing good. I don't feel like a lot has changed too much since we
We
last
we
talked.
have
We
a
all
new Super
knew.
Bowl champ, and that's about
We,
it.
yeah, we all knew. No, we don't have a new Super Bowl
That's
champion.
true.
It's
We
the
have the
same fucking
same
one.
Super Bowl champ.
We all knew. I still lost money on the game, even though we all knew what the fuck was going to happen, and it was easy money plus money to win. Um, but we all saw it, right? We've all seen the
Yeah.
videos coming out of just every fucking play the Niners getting held, and Kyle Shanahan's clip to the ref in the first quarter about it when their team got held for the exact same thing, hold, wrap, let them go right whenever the play is out of the area, and so he let it be known right off rip, and then there was another what 8, 9 plays from each tackle. Not each tackle, but each tackle combined for an 8, 9
I
plays.
think they
One
said
being
9.
the
Yeah.
one being a third down, one being a touchdown, and I think
Yeah.
one being in the overtime drive.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that shit was going to happen. We all knew, I guess. Shout out to the Niners. Shout out to Brock Purdy. I feel like he'd be better suited as a Kurt Warner free agent quarterback, non-drafted,
Mm.
than always having to hear about being the last. Even the pick before, who nobody will ever fucking hear about, except for it if it was Brock Purdy, and all they would talk about is the second to last pick. Nobody would say Mr. Irrelevant almost in the Super Bowl both times he's been in the fucking league. Like
Yeah.
two-time NFC championship contender, Mr. Irrelevant, Brock. That's so stupid. But yeah, lot of good shit happening. The Cavs have lost 2 games, one of which you watched, and since we talked
I did.
last, um, I think we're what, like 17 and 19 now up to All-Star break.
I think so. But we play you guys twice in the last 20 games, so this will be fun.
Yeah. Have we talked since I went? We have, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
did.
think
Yeah, I
so.
didn't break
Yeah.
out. That was the last time we talked.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're climbing up the ladder. We're definitely making the playoffs.
Hey, don't definitely shit right now.
I did
We're
it.
still the second wild card slot, but we are winning. We are doing things.
We're getting
Um,
points, son.
I've been watching, so I haven't been bad luck for the Red Wings, which is nice. But yeah, it's
And
pretty good.
then and then it was a good ride of us being off. And then we decided to record, and the Gators said, "Okay, all NCAA tournament hopes die
No,
tonight."
they're in the tournament. They blew a huge fucking. They had like a 7 point lead with 20 seconds left or some bullshit. I turned it on, and we were
Ranked,
up.
finally ranked. All we've been bitching
And
about, not being ranked.
I turned it on. We were dominating, but listen, losing at Alabama is not a big deal. We have to play Alabama again in the swamp in a couple of. Well, I guess the basketball court's not called the
And they've
swamp,
only
but
lost
in
twice,
Gainesville,
right? The O
huh?
Dome, baby.
Yeah,
They've only lost 2 conference
Alabama.
games though. Yeah.
Yeah. So if we can beat them at home, and we're still fine. We were up to a 7 seed before this game, and who knows? The seeds are so fucking stupid anyway. But um, we're pretty solidly in. We're off that last line. But for what it's worth, we do still need to hope that like those dumbass conferences that the favorite wins. Like we're in that world where it's like every championship of
Well,
those small conferences needs to be the best team in that conference.
dude, and the Big 12, bro. That whole conference can fucking make it.
Well,
Like it's
UCF blew it by losing to West
well,
Virginia,
and
but
West Virginia sucks ass too.
yeah,
So you're
that's the
not wrong,
thing. Yeah,
but
so West Virginia
the
sucks, and
other the
then
other
yeah,
15
yeah.
schools in the conference. But it's
I think
insane how much talent is on in that conference.
yeah. Right now, I think Joe Lunardi has 9 teams in, and then there's one team in the first team out, one team in the second like 4 out, and then a couple others like on the bubble. UCF is on the bubble, quote unquote, so that's cool.
They're gonna probably win the NIT.
I don't know. I mean, I've watched their games,
I watched that West
some of
Virginia
them.
game. That shit was disappointing.
Darius Johnson is fucking good at basketball.
Baller.
He's really good. The rest of the team is they're okay.
Is
Diallo is pretty good.
is old boy still the coach?
Yeah. Diallo is pretty
Good.
good.
That's the only reason.
Um, But Diallo has been hurt, I think. He might have been back last night. I'm not sure. The huge dude from Africa.
Yeah. Do we know, like, if Johnny Dawkins is on, like, any kind of, like, go to a better job? I don't know that there's too many better
Now
jobs
that
in
we're in the Big
UCF right
12,
now.
I think
That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying, like, do you think he's one of those guys that's going to want to be in college, like a college lifer?
I think
Or do you
so.
think he's going to want to step up for 10 plus years that he has left coaching to
I
try to
think
do an NBA stint?
I think honestly, like obviously I don't have any inside knowledge on this, but I think he was hoping for that Duke job and
Yeah.
he didn't get that Duke job, so I think he's reevaluating. So who knows where he's going to go now? But who knows? The Duke job might be open again in a couple years. They're not beating North Carolina,
Yeah.
and that's what you got to do. So he really wants Duke. He's said outright, even as our coach, that he wants to coach at Duke. So
What's another longtime staffer coach? His son was in the pros, I think. He is. God damn it, Creighton. I wanted to think of the
McDermott,
Creighton coach. Yeah, Coach
yeah.
McDermott. Damn it, doggy.
Shout
But
out to
yeah, shout
them.
out
They
to
beat the
them,
shit
bro.
out of UConn, bro.
Bro,
It's gonna
that
be a
shit was
crazy
insane.
year, dude. So
Virginia
like,
Tech against Virginia, that
yeah,
was insane. Vegas knew it was going to happen by at least 7. They didn't know that.
Vegas always
They
knows
figured
something.
Creighton was only going to lose by, I think they were plus 2.5 against UConn, and I was like, But I'm not until March. There's no
Yep.
more fucking money going on this
College,
app, bro.
no college
There's
basketball betting anyway until
there's
March.
no,
That's
no,
a
I don't give a
no-no.
fuck. No cricket, no table tennis, not
I can throw
done.
you my $3 or whatever I owe you, so you can get that on there.
Wait till March. Bro, I'm fucking over it. So yeah, but like I still go on and look at the numbers and shit and see, and it's been crazy. Vegas knows some shit,
I
and
was gonna
that
text
Creighton
you
game
to
was
put
wild.
the Chiefs on there, but you know me,
So
me and you are the same. We
I
get the
stayed away
right
from
fucking
that.
team.
I did $25 to win 75 on Pat Mahomes to get half a yard passing, which is a gimme,
Right.
and use check to get 3.5 yards receiving, which I felt like was a gimme. And then I did the use check 3.5 with a Travis Kelce touchdown for $75 to win 250, which Taylor Swift's boyfriend thought was a fucking gimme. So I mean, granted, I only lost $25. I won the $75 bet, didn't hit on the set, or won the $25 for 75, didn't
Right.
win on the 75 for 250. But and then the squares, did squares,
I hit my squares, so I won
did
$100.
squares, didn't,
So.
got 5 and 5, 2 and 3. Fucking the wrong way because the end of the game, if we look, I think it was 3-2 or 2-3, something like that, or something
It
or
was
wrong way of
5-2.
yeah 5-2. So I had 5-2-5. I had 2-5,
Mm.
not 5-2. Just all these wrong fucking things that who cares? And then apparently they always do. Whoever gets 0-0
Mm-hmm.
on each board, they win a little off rip
Just because you
and
got lucky and hit the
get
roulette
double
numbers?
zeros. Yeah, get double
That's
zeros.
stupid.
And 2 of my squares, the $20 and the $5 square, my name was right next to it.
Every single quarter, my name was right next to the winner, and then I won the final score. So I had 5-2, so that
That's
helped me
so do
win.
y'all
But
do final is more than
well,
the
we
first 3
do, but
quarters?
not if it goes to overtime. So it went to overtime because it's $100 each quarter, and then the fourth quarter is $200. But if it goes to overtime, then the fourth quarter pays out 100, and then whoever gets the final score gets the
Oh,
last
that's
100.
absolutely stupid. No, it's first,
Why?
second, third in the game.
No,
First,
it's
second,
fourth
third in
quarter
the
though.
game. Historically, it doesn't go to overtime. So to cover your ass, first, second, third in the game. That's just how
It
I've done
doesn't
it.
cut. It covers your
So I
ass
was a
by you
built
splitting it because the fourth quarter should win something. How can every quarter win something but not the fourth? That'd be some
first, second,
bullshit.
third, and in the game.
That'd be some bullshit if I didn't win when I had the numbers at the end of the fourth quarter. Fuck that. No, I like it the way we did it. I mean, it sucks in retrospect that I only won $100 instead of
At our
200, but
party, nobody bitch. So have you ever, you're on the opposite end of me. So I'm in the restaurants, always have been. Hopefully don't always will be. I want to get into real estate before I get too fucking old and ugly to not be able to sell a house. But Have you ever had an office party, work party, to where somebody gets too inebriated and gets fired?
Not gets fired, no, but we've had people get mad drunk. But
We
my company's not
had
gonna fire people.
we had that. So literally, one of the chefs who was involved in this was literally the next morning when dude came in and left. Like he came in to try to talk. He left. He was like talking to everybody. He's like, he'll probably be able to get back. It takes way more than that to get fired from here. Like, but he was yelling. The owner came up to him and was like, "Hey, dude, you're yelling in my girl's ear. Don't do that." Okay, chef. Chef's like, "Oh, did the old shoulder? Hey, buddy. Okay." Dude wasted. Chef tried to get him 2 Ubers. The second one he tried not to get into. He's like, "Yo, the third ride I get you is gonna be a police car." Came back the next morning still drunk, trying to plead and fight for his case. And for some reason I had to open. And it was amazing to see. So I just random thought was wondering that talking about the Super Bowl, if you've had anything like that. And we do our annual work party. The only shift we're closed is Super Bowl Sunday night. The only open lunch, dinner every other day. But we close for that, and that's when chef decides to, because our owners are the 2 chefs,
right.
decides to fucking do our work party. And so that all that happens, one of my coworkers comes up to me and he's like, "Hey, you gamble, right?" I was like, "Bro, you know this." He's like, "Fuck, I should have showed you this before," and showed me a text.
Yeah.
It was I'm not saying his name, but dude's odds to get fired -200. Live
Wow.
action, let's get it.
No, we had a lady get drunk and we called her an Uber and she just came to work the next day like nothing happened. Like we were all straight. And then we had a lady get so drunk she went up and got the mic and started talking about a sex dream she had with one of the partners. That was the
Oh
best
my
time, bro.
god.
That was freaking hilarious.
I was scared, bro. You know me, because like I did my best. Towards the end, I got on my third Jameson and ginger ale, and then I had a beer, and I was like, all right, you need to chill. I had like 40 wings, so really that didn't matter. So I was, but all right, calm down, because you know me from the hood. Used to say the word people can't say anymore, and I don't know anybody around anymore that can say, hey, he's fine, because I'm not anymore. I've been extra white for the last 10 years pretty much. So I was so scared, so scared. My buddy was like, bro, why are you just hanging out over here? I was like, I don't want to get too comfortable.
I know, right?
And I was worried the whole night, like, fuck, that's going to be me. I'm going to wake up tomorrow to a text like, Brandon, you can't do that. We understand, but we got to let you go. And I was so concerned all night it was going to be me. And thank fucking God it wasn't.
That's stupid. I don't think anybody could ever do that at our company. Like, I don't think you would. Like, our company's not gonna fire you for shit like that. Like, who does it hurt? It doesn't hurt anybody.
I
You're at a
mean,
fucking party.
he
It's not public.
disrespected the shit out of the owner in
So,
front of the whole staff.
so he's
And
also drunk. So who cares?
the dude's 52 years old. Like, you act your age,
Then
not your
don't
shoe
serve
size.
alcohol at the party. If you
He
guys have
he
that big of a
he
problem with
didn't.
it.
He showed up drunk, and everybody was like, "Oh shit!" And Phil, I was wondering why he was so excited, because I went up to him. I was like, "Do you think it's like pills or something?" He's like, "Oh no, all alcohol." And then he showed me later on. I was like, "Is this why you were so fucking excited, bro?" He's like, "Yes, I had $200 on it to win 100." Yes.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. But no, that's not happened. But no, anyways, so real quick on the Super Bowl, you know what didn't have good odds was, or what did have good odds, I guess actually, was Christian McCaffrey to fumble the fucking football. Like you, sure,
Under 1.5 touchdowns.
everything went Kansas City's way, of course, blah blah blah, but the 49ers had their chances, dude. They fucked up. They fucked up a few times. They fucked up with the coaching calls. They fucked up with fumbles. Um, I mean, Kansas City fucked up too, so it worked out pretty even, but they had every chance in the books to win this thing and they just didn't do it. So,
Absolutely. I mean, on both ends, whoever loses that game, either one feels like they didn't lose, they gave it away.
yeah.
Right? And at the end of the day, like Kansas City, I guarantee you, Travis and his brother afterwards were like, yo, bro. Like,
Right.
if we would have lost that, I would probably be getting kicked out of the league right now. Like, they're free. Like, yo, we almost gave that shit away, and I had a temper tantrum.
Yeah.
Everywhere. Defense, Chiefs' best defense they've had. If like they weren't able to get those take. I mean, Christian McCaffrey doesn't fumble the fucking ball. That's it was stupid, but they weren't able to get the takeaways. They weren't able to really get that pressure that they were able to usually get on everything. So it seemed like, all right, bet everything's going San Francisco's way. And yeah, they fucked up a little bit, but you could tell. And I hate that we see it so much nowadays. Because growing up, I feel like either, I mean, we both know my dad was an alcoholic, but either, oh, Junior, he's saying daddy. But either like our parents were just like, didn't really think about it, or it wasn't so obvious, or nowadays they're just like, listen, gambling is in so many states. We're not even going to try to hide it too much anymore. Like, too much money was on the Niners. We can't let them win.
Yeah,
And
probably. Vegas would
it's
have lost a lot of
ridiculous.
money.
It's ridiculous. We've heard the clip of old buddy saying closeout games are the hardest. We got to win by 15 to win by 1 in
Yeah.
the NBA. And it's because they want that money. Like, they want the Chiefs to win. They want Taylor Swift's boyfriend to get the trophy. They want more viewers for next year. They don't want Taylor Swift's fans to be like, oh, he sucks. She needs to find another boyfriend. And then they're over it by next year. No, they're going to find another storyline. I'm sure they'll get proposed to in this offseason. Like, it was just meant to be. And the 49ers played a hell of a fucking game, but they only won by what, 7?
3.
And had to take it to overtime. Like, I'm saying, like, all the like
Oh yeah.
they had about 7 sacks on fucking Pat Mahomes. They had Pachenko for like 3 or 4 tackles for loss that didn't happen because of fucking holds and little tugs here and there. So yeah, yeah. They won by probably 7 and ended up losing by 3.
They were definitely the better team.
Or by 6.
Without a doubt. But you can't bet against Pat Mahomes. That's just, we know that. We know that for a fact now. It's weird.
And can we talk about that? Everybody's saying, "Oh, let's not put him up with the GOAT yet. Let's not put him up with the GOAT yet." So, 6 years in the league now, right?
Mm-hmm.
His 6 years in the league, he had already won 3, right? Tom did, but he was already now on a 2-3 year hiatus.
Right.
And didn't get another one for another 6-7 years, I think it was, right? It was like 8 seasons before they got another one.
He had a long gap,
in 2013, right? Is that really about to happen to Pat Mahomes?
It might.
Like, can we
Listen,
honestly
winning the
say
Super
that's
Bowl
about
is
to happen
hard,
to Pat
dude.
Mahomes?
Winning the Super Bowl is hard.
But the players they need are on contract. Like, they have these guys. Yeah, Kelsey's about to be going 34 to 35 this year. Yeah, you have Chris Jones going to what, 29 to 30? He's going to hit 30 this year, I think. But the fuck is slowing these guys down, bro? Their defense is better. These guys that we don't fucking know.
Baltimore, Cincinnati's going to be coming back. Hopefully the
Knock
Jags.
it down, motherfucker. Not no zebras. The zebras ain't slowing them down. The commissioner's not slowing them down. I hope it's the Jaguars. I mean, we saw Cincinnati do it a couple years ago. Could have happened last year. Didn't. They won the Super Bowl against a team that everybody thought was the NFL's love choice in the Philadelphia Eagles.
Well, the Eagles blew that game. So, see, that's the thing. When you look at the games, every team that plays the Chiefs blows it. But, yeah, I mean, the refs are going to keep it close. And then when the pressure gets too big, then it's the Chiefs' game to win. But yeah, it's annoying. It's annoying. We'll move on from football because it's been a few weeks removed now, and you guys have heard everything you need to know. But it's annoying that the Chiefs won again. I didn't want either team to win though, right? Because the 49ers would have had tied the Steelers for the most Super Bowls, and then
I don't
the
care
Chiefs
about
are
that.
the Chiefs.
I don't care about that.
Well, that's because you don't have any Super Bowls.
That.
We have 2. We're trying to get more.
I don't care. I honestly don't give a fuck. What do they have? What do they have? 6?
Yeah.
5? They're trying to get to 6 or something.
They have
shit?
6. I
6,
think they were
trying to get to
7.
I don't care. I don't care about all that shit. We all know it's very hard to win the chip, and those teams that do it, they have a fucking anomaly. And back in the day, it was a crazy defense for the Steelers, and it was crazy quarterbacks in California. Like, don't care. That's back in the day. Let's talk about now. If it wasn't for the Patriots, they wouldn't be as high as they are. That's why I feel like that's the best franchise in my eyes, because
the Patriots
they're not
are the best
a bunch
franchise?
of plumbers and cigarette smokers.
They only had one in the history of their program, though. They only had like a 10-year stretch that they were good. I guess 20 years.
Yeah,
that they were good.
20 years and a day and age where that doesn't happen. We know it
And
was the GOAT, but and all that shit. But whatever. I had another point to make, but I'm over football. Fuck it. Fuck the Jaguars. Trent Baalke's still a guy, and Press Taylor's still a guy. So hey, again, whoever has cheap tattoo removals that'll actually work in South Florida, hit me up.
are you guys gonna franchise tag Josh Allen at least?
Nope, we're probably going to sign him, and we're either going to sign him and tag Calvin Ridley or sign Ridley and tag him. But the thing is, if we sign Ridley before 2 weeks from now, like
Mhm.
before he becomes a free agent, we give up a second round pick, and we don't really want to do that. So I think we'll just wait, franchise tag him, and then pay Josh Allen way more than just 1 year's worth and start pissing his ass off.
You are gonna piss him off, or you're trying to not piss him off? That's what you're saying.
Have you ever heard of a player that wanted to be franchise tagged? I mean, I guess
It
DN is
happens
a
a
good
few
position
times.
for him. Yeah, I guess
Yeah,
that is a
you
good
get a
position
lot
for
more
him.
money.
Yeah.
It's just the 1 year thing, but you get a lot more money usually.
Yeah. It's the running backs that really have an issue with it. And I can
Anybody that
see
can
why.
get legitimately hurt hates it. I don't know what we're gonna do because we have cap space right now, but obviously we're gonna sign Baker Mayfield.
Did
We
you
need to
see
sign Mike Evans. We have way
him?
too many people.
Did you see him and Joe Montana on the hot mic during Super Bowl week on Radio Row?
No.
Him and Joe were talking, and he was like, "Hey, like Joe was like, yo, you're doing good. Like, you gonna make this a place, like, make a career out of it." And Baker was like, "Yeah, that's the plan." And Joe was like, "That you can do that there." He was like, "That's where I got drafted. That's where I started." And Baker was like, "Yeah, we're gonna get some pieces in place." So like Baker's thinking, this is his, this is
Well,
where he's gonna.
we're offering for sure. The issue
Yeah.
that I have is Mike Evans because if our dumbasses try to franchise tag him, ah,
He's gone. Mike Evans
yeah,
is gone. You can't even think about that anymore. He's gone.
he shouldn't be gone. Like we could still salvage it is the issue. It's just that our GM is fucking stupid.
And your head coach is Todd Bowles.
Yeah, but
He's
he's still
gone.
racking up yards, bro.
He's gone. I mean, yeah, he's going to. Could you
He's got his
imagine
ring.
if he had Tua and everybody knocks Tua and all this shit? But I've seen this motherfucker live, and I've watched a lot of Dolphins games. Like, you remember me back in the day? I never had the strongest fucking arm, but I was pretty fucking accurate, and I'm throwing it way before your cut. Like, I guess that's why I like Tua a lot, because I can kind of like I can chuck it 50 yards, but I ain't throwing it 70s to where he can get to it down that far. No, I'm gonna throw it right off his cut or his rip, and he's gone. But I like on a team like that, do he could average 1,500 yards a fucking season. If he was in Green Bay, got drafted in Green Bay, instead of Devontae, he would have had 1,800 yards a
I
season.
know. But he wants to be in
Like,
Tampa Bay. We're the ones that are
that's
screwing this up. That's the problem.
besides Tom Brady, what was it? Jameis? Now Baker, I think he had Trask a couple games. He had who it?
Josh Freeman, no, he
Josh
was
Johnson, Josh Johnson,
yeah, he had
Josh
Johnson.
Freeman. Like, bro, he's dealt with a lot of subpar quarterbacks and has done it every season of his career. As a fan, which I know you are, um, you just have to just let him go. Like I did,
No,
and he
but
does.
it's
He's
not
not
about
doing the
him, is what
Kyrie
I'm
thing.
saying. He wants to be in Tampa Bay. He wants the Kobe. He wants Steph. He wants to be on one team his entire fucking career. And we said, we're going to use that to our advantage and not offer you money. Man, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Like, it's so annoying, dude. It's
Uh,
so, I hope he goes somewhere else. Because if he takes a pay cut to come back here, I'm going to feel bad for him. Because that's exactly what we were trying to do. We're trying to strong arm him into taking less money. Fuck that. Pay the man. He deserves it. He's earned it. He's the face of your franchise. Pay the man. Freaking annoying.
Two people you got to pay forever. Him, Vita Vea. Done.
Oh yeah, Vita Vea is not going anywhere. For
Done.
sure.
Just them. That's it. Him, Vita Vea. Who gives a fuck about Godwin, Mayfield, that little Antoine Winfield Jr. guy?
Yeah.
Who cares? Vita Vea, Mike Evans, forever,
Yeah.
and everything else can come and go.
And I'd love for them to pay Devin White just because I have his jersey, but that's not going to happen. He's walking. So, anyways.
He's gonna be a Steeler before long.
Yeah, probably. So let's talk a little bit. Oh, in honor of your dad, did you watch the Daytona 500 the other day?
I did not. I had to do a fucking double.
Mm.
Oh no, yeah. No, I worked Monday night, and I was able to watch a little bit of it. Not as much as I should have because it was really wet and rainy. But yeah. So Sunday I was off by 6 and was ready to watch the replay, and didn't
And of
happen.
course, it didn't happen. I watched some of it.
Yeah.
I watched the end, and I probably watched about 45 minutes of it. It
My
was
brother
it
was
was
there.
cool. Oh,
Dusty
nice.
was there. He is probably upset at me that I didn't take up his offer for. So anytime it is, you can do it too. We can rent an RV too if there's a couple of us, but we can stay in the infield all weekend and do the whole shebang
Nice.
and hang out, chill, and watch it from the infield. He's like, I don't get grandstand seats, but get fucked up and watch it from the infield on top of the RVs. I was like, yo, I'm totally down for that over fucking sitting in the grandstand.
The only time I've ever been to a NASCAR event, I was in the infield.
Dad
So,
took me to the back in the day it was the Pepsi 400.
yeah.
No, but it was the Pepsi 400, but the Busch series, not the
Right.
Winston Cup, the Busch.
Yep.
So it was like the Kissables 300.
Yeah.
And Dad took me to that, took me back to Palatka, dropped me off, and went right back to Daytona to get fucked up and stay
That's
the
the
night to
race
go
I
to the
went
Daytona
to.
500. And I think he ended up dropping me off at Jason's house because I was like 15 at that time, and I had knew Jason. Because before that, before I knew Jason, I had to stay at Rick Taylor's house. And the first time I ever stayed there, I put my Eggos in the toaster and fucking cockroaches came out. I'm like, guys, they're like, I know that's extra protein. I was like, this is fucking disgusting. I was like, Dad, don't ever make me do that again.
Yeah, that's the only race I had ever been to was the Busch Series Pepsi 400, whatever thing it's called. And I was on the infield for that. But I mean, going to the track was all that I cared about. I didn't care what race it was. It's like, I'm going to Daytona,
Yeah.
baby.
Well, I won
Um,
tickets to Homestead this last season. I remember saying it
mm,
on the pod, but
yeah,
I figured out when I won them that it's literally 5 minutes less to go to Daytona
really?
Speedway than Homestead, which is in South Florida.
Which is like
And
right next to you. Or, well,
her mom and stepdad live 40 minutes from the Speedway.
oh, nice.
So even if I can't get the hookup from Dusty, I would much rather go to a Daytona 500 or
Right.
Pepsi 400 than a fucking. I mean, sometimes Homestead's the last playoff thing, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know any of these fucks, and I hate this
Right.
playoff point shit. I hate how halfway through a race
It's so
or
weird.
a third of the way they start a new leg, and this dude got this many points towards his fucking season, and bro,
Yeah.
whoever wins the race gets the fucking points, and you go from 1 to
Exactly.
10, and everybody else doesn't get points. Let's go back to the way it used to be. Who cares about all the sponsors and this Netflix leg, and then the Hulu leg, and suck
Right.
suck a fucking wet seal leg. How about that? That's a brand too, and an innuendo.
That is a brand. All right. So yeah, so that's kind of cool. But shout out to whoever won that. I forgot his name already. So sorry, guy.
William Byron or some shit. Byron
Yeah, I
William.
think Byron was right.
Somebody we've never fucking heard
Yeah,
of.
I don't know him, but shout out to
I
him. Good
know.
job.
So Martin Truex Sr. Is around my area, and he's a prick. And he's
Oh,
always
really?
like, "Hi, nice to meet you, Martin Truex Sr." And I'm like, "Bro, I've met you 10 times. I do not like you. What do you want to drink? Like, let's get this shit over with. Leave me my fucking 20%, even though you're a millionaire and your son's still in NASCAR off of your fucking buck." And so every time, so he was in Martin Truex Jr. was in the big one with only 8 laps to go, and he was in the top 10. And I
Yeah.
saw that, I died. I died laughing because I
Are
know
you
his
gonna
ass
bring
is
it up
gonna.
next time Senior comes
Oh,
into the?
absolutely. I'm like, hey, at least your son was in the big one in this front of the field for once, and you're only used to being called up in the back. So, how did your son feel about being losing in on a top 10 off of the big one instead of losing in on a 30th place finish?
Dude,
You
he was one of
fucking
the people
scrub.
that when we used to play NASCAR Heat or whatever the hell it's called, that you would get and just turn around and go backwards because he was always at the end. And you could turn around and go wreck people so that your
Martin
buddy could
Truex
win.
Jr.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
Senior,
was
I
he was.
think.
Oh no, it was Junior, because that was Earnhardt's replacement whenever he died.
We had Earnhardt, or I must have played before I met you because I had
No,
Earnhardt in my games.
Earnhardt died in I think 2001,
Yeah.
2002. But so no, Earnhardt was always in NASCAR Heat. But I'm saying Martin Truex Jr. was never in NASCAR until
Mm,
he was the first one to come up and get the number 3 car. It was him, and that was
right.
his first time in NASCAR. That's why everybody was like, "Yo, what the fuck? What are we doing? Why is Earnhardt Jr. not doing it?" He was like, "Nope, that number 8's mine. I'm not touching it."
I used to always be Tony Stewart back in the NASCAR heat days.
Smoke, baby. I like
Driving the
Tony.
Home
I
Depot.
hated Jeff Gordon. Everybody hated Jeff
Everybody
Gordon. He was
hated,
the
except
fucking
Eddie.
Rainbow Warrior.
Eddie liked Jeff Gordon for some reason.
And Eddie's a Rainbow Warrior.
So now that we've lost every listener that we don't have because nobody cares about NASCAR,
Glad you're still listening, Joe.
let's move. Does he like NASCAR?
He just likes us.
I know. So let's move on to the NBA now. The one big thing that happened was the trade deadline, but nobody cares because it didn't actually happen. All the big trades were done before, and the teams that are winning, as Seal just eloquently put on the video there, didn't make any trades. We don't care.
Shit.
Actually, technically, we got Royce O'Neal, but didn't do any real trades.
That's going to help you on the playoffs a lot.
Oh, it will. It will. I love
and Eubanks
Royce
is too busy sitting around with a neck cast waiting on court. So O'Neal's going to really help out.
Well, now we got Thad
he gets
Young, baby.
Stewart fucking. What is
Thad
Thaddeus Young going to do other
He's
than be
gonna
a 35-year-old and show everybody where the good food is on the fucking way?
He's gonna go punch beef stew in the throat. That's what he's gonna do. And it's gonna be awesome.
Is beef stew gonna be allowed in the league?
I don't know, dude. He just does so much stupid shit.
He's awaiting fucking not domestic. Wow.
Yeah, not
he's awaiting assault and battery charges.
Yeah.
In Phoenix right now.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's not. Is he playing right now?
But he wasn't playing then. He was injured when he did that.
Are you serious? Has there been a video to come out yet?
No, it was in the locker room in the back. I haven't seen.
So I saw a report saying that the cops were waiting on the video evidence. So there is video evidence somewhere, and that is public information. God damn it.
Yeah. So let me try to figure this thing out. I'm not trying to be pro.
Is Eubanks white or is he foreign?
He's white. He looks like a fucking NASCAR driver.
He looks like a European to me, or an Aussie.
I don't know.
He looks like a wish Steven Adams.
His name is Drew Eubanks. He's got to be American.
Oh, he's Jewish as fuck.
He does have a big nose and big ears and big everything else. Let me try to get this straight though.
So and they changed it.
If you punch somebody in the locker room before the game, you can get arrested for assault charges. If you do a spinning back fist on a guy's face in the middle of the game, you just get suspended for a little bit. So, like, what changes that?
I don't know, but I do know in some states, I don't know. Like with Mike Tyson, did he ever get charges on the biting the ear, or did he just get sanctions against him?
I think he had to pay something, but he didn't like get arrested.
So a lot of states, like in Florida, this kid on Super Bowl night got beat with a pool stick. So we all know my schedule. Sunday, Mondays, baby girl's alone at the bar. Not gonna happen. So I'm there with her. Super Bowl Sunday, go up there after doing all the dishes at work after the fucking office party, and go up there. Not even 30 minutes into being there, this kid that I work with gets beat with a pool stick. Cops get the cameras the next day, end up filing a battery with a weapon charges against the kid that did it.
Right.
So I feel like in most states, they picked that up, and as it was reported, that was an incident, right? That was a in the tunnel incident.
Right.
So and it was said cops were called, and I honestly, now that I think about it, I feel like that's why the Redcoats, I call them Redcoats because we all know from the Lakers, they have the Redcoats there. Their security wears red for some stupid reason, but that's why these arenas and teams have security and maybe one or two officers to kind of delegate shit. So that doesn't have to happen, and that's in the confinements of the NBA, which is its own sanction, and they probably have shit in their written agreements and writings and stuff to where that's part of their entertainment. And he's trying to come in. And but that's pregame, that's probably Adam Silver stating like we need to kind of fix our stuff. So that's not.
What's up, buddy?
He wants to show you his alligator.
That's a cool alligator, buddy.
What's your alligator's name?
It's Monty.
Monty? That's cool.
Yeah, Monty likes white alligators.
Marty the white alligator?
Yeah,
He's-
the one in the zoo.
Yeah, he got him from the zoo. He sees them at the zoo.
Ah.
It's
Is there a
so
white
cute.
alligator at the zoo?
Yeah. Also, it's really
Alright.
whipping its tail.
Give me a kiss.
I was
Alright,
whipping-
Go Gators.
All right.
Huh?
Say go Gators. Go Gators. Say bye, Travis.
Bye, Travis.
Bye,
No.
guys.
Love you. But so since that's an incident, go Gators. And that white alligator is the coolest fucking thing in the world. I'll send you pictures. It's
The
fucking
actual one?
insane. Bro, dude, it's insane. But I'm actually staying on track, which never fucking happens. But so I feel like since that's an incident outside of the game, that was before warmups, if I'm not mistaken. Like that's
Yeah.
before the first initial, hey, we're in the arena, let's get changed. That's walking in to go get changed when all this shit happened. So that's not in the confinements of the NBA. That's not happening during the regulation scheduled events of the NBA. That's getting to the arena, which is a personal matter, right? Like you have drivers,
true.
you drive
Yeah.
yourself. That's all a personal affair. Granted, maybe once you're there, something happens. So, but even then, Adam Silver can overrule and say, NBA ain't got shit to do with that. That's a county thing. And Phoenix has taken it up and they are doing their due diligence and they are getting videotape, which I want to fucking see. But yeah,
I know, I want to see it too.
it's crazy that it happened, but hopefully that'll help, like, maybe get these guys to kind of cool their tempers during the game.
Maybe.
Because we all know NBA players, they're huge, they are swole. Maybe they can fight, but at the end of the day, they're the guys at the cafeteria that are bumping each other's chests. Be like,
Yeah.
"What? You swinging? You swinging? We fighting? We fighting?" Like they don't want to. I'm not saying they're not hard. They're tough as shit. There's a couple of them in the league, Beef Stewart being one of them, that'll fuck you up on sight. But consensus, they don't want to. So hopefully that'll get the Draymond Greens, the Isaiah Stewarts, it happens with everybody, right? Like we saw, was it Mikal Bridges? Somebody who doesn't get into it ever. Donovan Mitchell a couple weeks ago, get into it and shove somebody and walk back and all that stuff. Like people we don't see get into it, but hopefully it'll help the Draymonds and shit like that to be like, yo, listen, if flagrant 2 isn't enough, you're gonna have to go see Judge Judy, motherfucker.
And the other basketball news I wanted to talk about before we just go back to ranting about our teams, because that's what we do. Did you see how annoyed Adam Silver was after the All-Star game when he was handing out
Well,
those trophies? You scored a lot of
Scored
points.
more points. Yeah, because and they even came out before.
That was awesome.
Was it the Pat Bev podcast? Which I don't know where my algorithm or
watch
whatever
player
the fuck it
podcasts.
is. So I get not wanting to lay down and put on the TV and go to sleep. Whoa, you just went boop boop. All I can see is literally from here up right now on you.
I lifted my laptop
worse.
because it was getting hot, bro.
It's getting worse. But so instead of doing that, I'll go on either like Facebook Reels or YouTube Reels or whatever the fuck they're called, and just kind of scroll and shit. And totally forgot what the fuck I was talking about. See, that's why I like that I was on track earlier. What was I talking about?
I'm trying to.
What were
fix
we
my
just
camera now.
talking about?
You
don't remember either?
The All-Star game, scoring a lot of points.
Oh
You're
yeah,
talking about Pat Bev's podcast.
Yeah, Pat Bev's podcast. They were talking about how the league people came in at the beginning of the season, like in the preseason shit, and when they do all their meetings and team meetings with the league and stuff, they were talking about the importance of the in-season tournament and the first year of it being East and West again with the All-Star game. That we got to make both things count. Like we got to make this shit work.
Right.
In-season tournament, bro. I don't think we've seen so many players play as much as they did in the first month and a half of the season, for one, and as many teams be so close together. Because there's teams that'll lollygag that should only maybe after a month and a half lose 4 or 5 games, knowing they're great,
Right.
but end up with 10 losses within a month and be in 5th place and be like, what the fuck? That wasn't happening this year. I mean, besides your Suns.
Yeah, the Suns did it.
and my and my Cavs for the most part when we got injured. Like a lot of teams were scrapping, fighting. The Grizzlies, who have been fucking absolutely ass lately. I mean, granted, they have a new starting five every night. Literally different guys, all different five guys. But they were up in contention for a minute. The Pelicans, who were kind of falling off a little bit, almost won that shit. But it looked good, so I had high hopes. And then that thing comes out with a Pat Bed podcast, and I'm like, all right, cool. Like, and then you see the celebrity guys coming out. Kai Cenat didn't do shit, but he wanted to do something. Tristan Jazz did stuff. Was great about it. Michael Parsons came in wanting to win MVP. Did. So like you're like, all right, cool. Anthony Edwards. Oh, skills challenge and All-Star game. I'm gonna shoot left-handed. Came out in skills challenge. Fucking shot left-handed. Made it a joke again. I'm like, God damn it, what the fuck are we doing here? Like, we want to see, like, that's why we hate that there's a flag football fucking competition. And
I
now
didn't
we're
even watch
bringing in,
that shit.
bro, the wakeboarding receiving shit on Thursday
I didn't watch
and all
a
that
single
dumb shit.
bit
Bro,
of that.
growing up, precision passing, fucking, what was it, the quickness with the linemen against the linebackers, all this shit, like the old school competitions where your name, fuck getting paid, fuck the team you play for, your name and your pride is on the line. People did not give that up. Fucking Dan Orlovsky came out and showed everybody what
Yo, he
pride
did
looks like.
look good, bro.
He showed like my name, like I'm the only ESPN commentator doing this, and I'm the commentator that stepped into the safety line as a Detroit Lion. And that's all people talk about. Like he went out there with some fucking pride and showed. These dudes don't do that, and it's insane. Like, oh, what do you want us to compete for? Anthony Edwards came out saying it's supposed to be fun, supposed to put on a show. Why would we compete? For your pride? Like, do we not have pride anymore? Do millions of dollars like take away pride? Like, I don't get it.
I don't get it either. I guess it did. It's because like there's no incentive.
And they're talking. What was the incentive back in the day? Back in the day, I think Michael Jordan was making $2 million a year.
You wanted to
89?
win. That was the
In
incentive.
89, well, no.
Now all these people are just best buddies.
Let me bring it up. What was Jordan's first one? 96. Was it 96 or 97 when they went back to back?
The last one.
So
right?
96.
Or 96, 97, and 98.
When
year.
when him and Kobe were battling. What was Kobe
in
making?
the All-Star game.
Yeah, what was Kobe making? Like 800,000 a year? Michael
He
Jordan
was on a rookie contract.
off a shoe, off 600,000 a year. Off his shoe sales, Michael Jordan is making $100,000 a day, and it didn't matter because they had pride in their name and we're going back and forth with each other.
But these guys are all
dudes
buddies.
don't fucking care.
They're all friends. They don't care. They like. It's the same with team jumping. They don't care. It's not a big deal. They don't want to kick the like Giannis does. Giannis cares.
Well, Giannis has one speed.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Giannis goes for it. He goes for it. You could play a game of horse, and Giannis is going to go for it. He's going to try to win that fucking game of horse.
Then I'm all for international play and all this shit, but that Jokic, Luka back and forth that was play, stupid. I wanted to fucking rip both of their hamstrings.
Yeah,
fucking get out of here for a month. I don't want to see you for a month. Come back when the shit matters. Come back in April, bitch.
Jokic is leaning in too hard to the I don't care about basketball thing.
He doesn't.
I know,
and
but
back in the day, he leaned into the fat kid that tries thing, and now he just does what he does, and it shows. Joel Embiid's gone, and he's not even the fucking runner-up, the let's go get it. No, it's Luka, who, if Luka was born in Akron, Ohio, he would be the next LeBron James. I'm not even trying to joke. Like, it legit, if he wasn't a pro since 15 and have everything made and this just being another job, another business and having fun with it and being the best, if he was feeding his mom fucking all this shit LeBron was doing back in the day, Luka would be different. And it sucks. It sucks. There's no pride in their names. They've already made it. They got to the
SGA
NBA.
has pride in his name.
Michael Carter Williams, Rookie of the Year. No pride in his name.
I've been playing. So on my Steam Deck, I have only like the games that I have on Steam. So I have NBA 2K16, and I just got drafted to the Bucks, and I'm behind Michael Carter Williams on the depth chart.
Bro, you better talk to the GM and let him know. Be like, I'm
Yeah.
from the future. It doesn't work. Like, it's
doesn't work.
legit. Like, these kids make it. And Zion, they're
Yeah.
begging this man to condition. They're begging him to condition. And even without it, like, they're still yelling at each other. And he's putting up these numbers.
Yeah.
Like, these kids don't have pride in their names. We always talk about, oh, the name on the front is more important than the name on the back. Well, why not show respect to your kinfolk and your parents with that last name? You know? Like, shit's weird to me. Like,
It is
Kobe's
weird.
rolling in his grave. Michael Jordan probably doesn't even go to the fucking All-Star game anymore since he sold his fucking team. It's crazy. It's weird.
All right, so let's talk about a little bit about the second half of the season, since we're just blabbering on about who knows what for 45 minutes. But
Cavs are going to end up with the number 1 seed.
you guys actually, well, we're both playing really well, but the Suns are still fifth right now, and they're not really going to go up any further because unless one of the 4 teams just bail out, but I don't think that's going to happen with Minnesota, OKC, LA, and Denver. But you guys are already shot up to second place. If you keep this sort of streak going, you legitimately could get up near the top. I don't know if you'll pass the Celtics.
Remember when the Bucks fired their coach because they were in the 2nd seed and they didn't like the fit. They didn't like the way the players were meshing with dude. They didn't like the way he was rubbing off. So they wanted to go get Doc Rivers. Remember that? And remember when Doc Rivers ended up having to be the coach of the All-Star game? Right? Remember that when that just happened? Because of all the dumb shit that happens in the NBA and Adalu, whatever his name is, Meke, whatever the fuck, isn't able to do it because of last year.
Joe
The
Mazzulla?
Celtics. Mazzulla. Oh yeah, it's not the Blazers guy
Udoka?
anymore.
He's the
Yeah.
Houston coach now.
Houston, yeah. One of those black and red teams. But yeah, that shit's crazy. And if you think that's gonna fix after the All-Star game, you're out of your goddamn mind. So like us finishing under the 2, I feel like it will be detrimental to ourselves. Can I finish?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hawks aren't gonna do it. The Knicks aren't gonna climb up. I feel like that's what you're gonna say. It's not like what are the Sixers without Joel Embiid going to be able to come up and claim the 2? No. And we've seen the Celtics over time. I mean, granted, this year, that's fucking A. If you're not playing with the Celtics, I don't have 2K24, but if you're not playing with the Celtics and 2K24 online head-to-head, you're probably fucking stupid because
The
that's
Clippers
the
are probably
best,
pretty stacked.
bro. Starting Kristaps Porzingis being able to do what he does, and then if he's got somebody who can deal, who the fuck can deal with him? Give it to JB. Oh, let's give it to JT. Oh,
But
Drew
their
slow it
guards
down.
on 2K probably suck.
Like fucking A. Dude, Drew sucks on 2K.
Not in real life, but in 2K,
and then,
I think
so
he does.
it's what is it? It's Drew,
Derek White, and Drew
JB,
Holiday.
Drew, JB, Derek White, JT, and Kristaps is the starting 5.
Right.
I haven't played with Derek White in a while, but I used to use his shooting thing. It's like it's beautiful. Beautiful. You play with that team
in
in
real
2K?
life, they're good, but
So
I
don't
would
see
rather
it
have
happening.
Harden in 2K than Derek White.
I don't know why we're friends after you just said that. But like
I
the
wouldn't rather have
Celtics,
Harden in anything.
the Celtics are a team that have been known to kind of take the gas off or the foot off the gas near the end of the year, kind of start seed watching and shit like that. And we know the Cavs don't give 2 fucks about seed watching. We don't have LeBron James anymore, so we don't do that anymore. So we just kind
You
of
don't play in the playoffs either. If last year's
Shut the fuck up, bro.
Just trying to keep you level-headed here, because you somehow think you guys are the second coming of the Showtime Lakers.
I've already admitted 1,000 times the Knicks are our fucking kryptonite. Not talking about that tonight. Where are you at, Spike Lee? Where are you at? I saw you at my restaurant. I don't see you way down there. But anyways, asshole. I don't see us being able to climb from that 6 games back. And then like there's just no way that would be great to get the 1 seed, but I'm down for the 2. I'm down to hang around and figure out which 6, 7, whatever the fuck how it works nowadays, who
Yeah, I
we
don't know.
play. Last year I wouldn't say we got fucked. We should have won, but the way our team set up, Mobley, Randall, all that shit going on, and then Brunson with a chip on his shoulder against Donovan Mitchell. Yeah, that definitely played a factor. So I don't care where we are. We're going to be in Cleveland first round, which is way better than being in New York, Madison Square Garden on the road. So I'm excited for it. But could you fucking imagine Cleveland being the 1 seed and the LA Lakers being a fucking play-in team with I'm from Florida. So you remember the decision. I was in the KYX house. Very bad reaction on my part and kind of ruined the whole feng shui of the night. Everybody ran away from the fire. But yeah. I don't have the Ohio fuck hate for LeBron James. So it's all good with me. Could you imagine that fan base getting a 1 seed when they could probably not even make the playoffs? That would be insane for the city of Cleveland. That would be hilarious. That'd be awesome. So I'm down for it, other than just being a fan.
No, that would be great. I'm down for it just because I hate LeBron. But no, I actually wasn't going to say the Knicks because the Knicks are coasting. Randall's going to get shoulder surgery. OG's already having surgery. Mitchell Robinson is doing whatever the hell he's doing. Somehow they're going to try to time it to where everybody's back for the playoffs and they're fine. I do think in the playoffs, if they are fully healthy, they are just as good as anybody. I think they're up there in the top tier with Boston, with Cleveland, with potentially Milwaukee. But that's the guys I was going to say is Milwaukee. You said very cleanly and clearly you don't expect that to change at all. The fact they're 3-7 since Doc Rivers came in, all that stuff. But if you zoom out just a little bit, when they fired Adrian Griffin, it was because they sucked Big D at D. They can't play defense. They were one of the top in.
Now they can't play offense.
In offense, and they were one of the bottom in defense. So they brought in Doc, and Doc probably said, "Yo, we're fixing the defense right fucking now. We're fixing the defense. I don't give a fuck about offense. We're fixing the defense." Same way Coach Carter did, right? He only taught them defensive things.
Rich what?
Richmond. He only taught them defensive things. Offense is going to come when offense comes. They fixed their defense. It's better. They haven't fixed it. They're still like 14th, but they're moving up. They've gotten better at defense. The offense is going to happen, man. If there's a series out there that Giannis is not the best player on the court, then I haven't found it, unless maybe they make it to the championship against Denver. But Giannis is going to go out there and do his thing. I know there's whole build a wall and all this bullshit, but that's why they got Dame. So you guys need to hang on.
That's why we got
Mobley. Milwaukee's going to turn it around. They're going to figure it out. They might not catch you. If you guys stay hot like this, they're not going to catch you. But
we're not even going to see them. They're going to get blown out by Indianapolis in the first round. We're not even going to see the Bucks. We're going to have to see the Pacers in the second round. That's the team that I thought you were going to say.
Pacers aren't going to do shit.
They're going to be the Bucks in the first round.
They're going to get swept.
Going to be the Bucks in the first round.
They're going to get swept. Let's put money on that. I say they'll get swept before they beat the Bucks.
They're going to beat the Bucks in the first round.
They're probably not even going to meet the Bucks in the first round. I don't know how seeding works. Because I think the 76ers are actually going to drop to a play-in spot. But I think it's
the playoffs.
I think they'll make the playoffs, but I think it's going to be 7 or 8 or whatever, where they have to win one game and then they'll go be in the playoffs. But I don't know how all that shit works. But that's where I think Philly will be.
I do have a Donovan Mitchell jersey on the way. It got held up for some fucking reason in Ohio.
Because they accidentally put Knicks on it, and you were like, "Oh fuck." This is just a Knicks hate on Seal Day.
Bro.
Yo, my team's not even gonna make the playoffs.
I can see why you're talking about the Bucks. They are your daddy.
Yeah, we fucking suck. And we can't
How many
do
games
shit.
were y'all up? What was it?
2-0. It was 2-0. Yeah.
Damn.
We won our 2 Phoenix games. And then
Who came? So I saw a quote. I think it was Mikel. He said that they were coasting.
Yeah.
That they felt like they had it.
It was in the bag after that, after 2-0.
Yeah.
He said they came out of nowhere. What the fuck? They're the other team. Are you not planning for them? Get out of
This
here.
man
Mom.
got a bloody nose the round before for you, and you fucked it up.
Well, I'm very happy that it led to DeAndre Ayton being kicked out of our team. If we would have won the championship, that never would have happened. He would have been our guy forever because of that crazy alley oop that he had to win game 1. So no, we're gonna miss the whole playoffs, and it really fucking sucks because we have the hardest schedule coming up. Dallas is gonna play better. New Orleans, I still think is gonna play better. I'm still scared of New Orleans, so I think 5 and 6 are those guys. We're gonna drop down. I don't know who we're gonna play, but we're gonna play like the Kings or some bullshit, and we're gonna
All
lose.
right, wait.
What?
Y'all are 33 and 22.
Right.
The Sixers are 32 and 22. They're going to make the play-in, and you're not.
I said we're gonna be in the play-in, but we are gonna lose in the play-in. They're gonna win in the play-in, so they'll make the playoffs because of how the bullshit nuances of the. We're gonna be the 8 seed. All right. We're gonna go to Sacramento and we're gonna lose, and then we're gonna have to play the winner out of the fucking Lakers and Warriors, and we're gonna lose to whichever fucking team that is, and we're gonna miss the playoffs. And it's gonna be the stupid LeBrons because the refs are gonna do something stupid.
I don't see it, bro.
Well, I hope you're right.
It's gonna takes time, right? Like we saw the Heat team. They didn't win their first time around. They ended up winning 2. They should have got 3, but the old heads in Dallas showed them what time it was, right? Like it takes time.
It didn't take time though. They were the number 1 seed in the East. They just screwed it up.
Him, Bradley Beal, Bradley Beal, and KD have played more games now than Irving, James Harden, and Kevin Durant did.
And we're winning
in
them
Brooklyn.
too. I mean, we have a great record.
So it's gonna take time. Like you legitimately can end up winning. Like it might be a little rough after the All-Star because y'all been off for a minute, and it's a hell of a fucking break that All-Star break is. Why they come back on Thursday is asinine.
They extended it this year for.
Oh really? Yeah, it's asinine. But so it might take a little bit, but I can legit see y'all winning at least the last 10 games of the season.
Well, we have to play. We have to play Minnesota twice, OKC twice, Clippers twice, Denver twice, Cavs twice, Bucks twice. We got some hard games coming up. Celtics once, I think.
So you're at least gonna lose to the Cavs twice. But the Timberwolves team, I don't care who they end up matching up with in the playoffs, bet the other team to win the series. That's a team that has shown when shit gets thick, they sink in shit. Like they just, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the Twin Towers. I don't know if it's Ant, and I don't want to say it's Ant. I don't know if it's the people around them, but shit hits the fan and it's not good.
It could be Ant. He's just young still.
Whenever they play solid teams, it just seems to shit just gets too much for that team and they end up crumbling. And even early in the second half, it happens a lot to them. They're that team I used to talk about with the Cavs, that fucking third quarter, bro. That's the Timberwolves right now, and so I could see them end up losing in the first round. So I don't know, man. If you guys can start gelling, you have what it takes. And with Royce O'Neal in there, that's an extra piece that I feel like you were missing. And that even if he does end up running off the bench, he's going to run off the bench with Nurkic in there. But like that's a huge piece to
if
have.
We end up
if you can have
playoffs,
him and Eubanks if you're gonna have him and Eubanks on the court at the same time as your 15, 20 minutes a game, guys, like your 7, 8 guys in the playoffs, that's a huge advantage.
I'm not worried if we make the playoffs. I'm really not. We have 6 dudes, and then 7 if you extend it out to Royce O'Neal. No offense to Drew Eubanks, but we'll probably not go 8 all that often in the playoffs. We have dudes, so I'm not worried about that. But I'm worried about making the playoffs. That's where I'm scared.
And you got the bigs, you got the guard play in the West to counteract the Jokic. Like
Yeah.
you got the AD, LeBron, like you got the guard play to figure out these guys' weak links. And if you get there, you got a chance. Like if Book and Bradley Beal are able to go nuts, and like you got a great chance. We don't have Me Too
yeah.
anymore, but I still believe.
I think if we make the playoffs, we have a real shot. Dude, if it's Phoenix versus Cleveland, like legit,
We
that would
gotta
be
go.
dope.
We gotta go.
How are we gonna go? We don't
Our
live in
ladies will
Phoenix
hate
or
us.
Cleveland.
I don't give a fuck. I'll meet you in Phoenix, bro. That's closer to you, right? I don't give a fuck. I do not care. Our
I'm saving for the
savings
World Cup, dog.
are. Well, you won't have to wait. Bro, I'll go without you. I don't care. Like she'll hate me. I'll spend $2,000. I don't care. I do not care. That would
Yeah.
be absolutely. If we do, I don't care if we go to the finals against the Knicks, even though that's not going to happen and they suck dick.
That literally
But
can't happen.
I know.
But
But if the Cavs are in the finals, I'm going. I don't care.
have you been to a game in Cleveland yet?
No, never. I've
Have you
never
been to
been.
Cleveland?
I flew into Cleveland,
Mm.
but I haven't been to a home Cavs game. I've never been to a home anything besides the Jags, and I'm a Red Wings, Cavs, and Red Sox fan, and
Gotcha.
LAFC and soccer.
I've been to everything except the Red Wings. So
But I've seen. I haven't seen the Red Sox not in spring training. I've seen them 3 times in spring training, and I cry every
well, you
time.
can go to the Marlins this year.
I'm going to.
Yeah.
I'm going to. It just so to go. It's an event, dude. Like the
Yeah.
parking in that area sucks. It's sketch, so you want to get premium parking. Like it's an event. It's expensive.
How much
It's
is parking
hot.
in Miami stadiums? It's probably close to LA, right? It's probably
Like 45.
Hmm.
Like to get print, like you can get outskirts 20, but and I don't know if you're familiar with the Dolphins and Marlins stadiums, but they're not in South Beach.
Right.
And yeah, so I would want to be in premium parking, just to not have to deal with that shit. Even when we went to Sunrise, I was like, "Is there premium?" They're like, "You don't need it here." Kind of laughed, like they know. Like so, the Sunrise, the Panthers, it's
Yeah.
all around. It's like a mall. It just a whole bunch of parking surrounds the arena right there.
Right.
And some people do go to the Sawgrass Mill Mall across the street and park so they can just leave, which I'm gonna do next time. But
I park in
it's
the ghetto for LAFC games.
nah, not doing it.
I do it, and well, sometimes if Courtney's with me, I'll do it. But the last time I parked there, a guy came out of his house and he was like, "You going to the game?" I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "You might not want to park here." I was like, "What you mean?" He goes, "Only neighborhood people park here. We know all the cars in the neighborhood." And I said, "All right, well, I know your face now. So if something happens to my car, I'm gonna let you know or let the cops know." And I walked off, and nothing happened to my car. So
And I don't fuck with that shit. But again, only been to Jacksonville, Miami. Like I haven't been able to travel and shit like you. But I'm gonna get there. I'm finally got a good job. I'm not leaving every 2-3
But
months.
when you sell your first house, you can put it all in the vacation fund.
When I win the lottery. No, I'm kidding. But no, so yeah, no, we are going to next year. We are planning on either buying land or putting
Where the
down
hell do you
on
find land at in this world anymore?
So where we are, like all this shit's pretty much built up, but literally 30, 45 minutes west, there's a shit ton of land. Like a shit ton. It'll take me an hour to get to work, but I can build my own fucking house type shit.
You'll be on your like 4th new job by then. Anyway.
No, this is it. This place loves me. I love them.
I've heard that
No.
before. I've heard
No.
that before. I've heard that before.
No.
All right, so what else do we got to talk about before we get out of here?
This is it. You being an asshole and not encouraging.
What do you mean? I'm encouraging.
But no, I love this place. So every problem I've ever had with jobs is like always being that guy like, bro, why is nobody doing their side work? Like, why is this always happening? Like literally this place, I'm like, why the fuck are people still here? Everything's done. Like, can we all go home now? Like, and we're getting to there's no cutting corners. It doesn't matter who it is. There's been the guys that have been there for 15 years. Like, no, they've already fired they've already fired 2 of those guys and gals. But yeah, no, it's a really good spot. They got the same kind of MO as I do, as like be the best, expect the best, do the best. We make great money. Sunday I wasn't even scheduled and I picked up a double. I made like 700-800 bucks after tip out. Like, you do the job, you get paid. It's not like the L House that I fucking loved to death until this stupid manager got there and was an asshole, and I was busting my ass for $150 a day, and I was like, you know what, I quit. Like, it's 150 bucks. No, I'm making great money, and they don't take less than what's expected. They don't let that dumb shit happen like everywhere else does. That's why I finally found the fine dining place I needed to fucking find. It's legit. Hopefully you come down soon. If I wouldn't have been working here when the wedding was happening, that would have been awesome. Yeah, they had just actually taken over in February. The new owners, they're the chefs, and they take their shit seriously. So it's literally in the last 5 months became the predominant seafood place in Palm Beach County.
Nice.
And this is where like Epstein Island was. This is where the Breakers is, where the NFL like coaches meetings are and shit all the time, and a lot of rich people. I didn't tell you, we had Jeff Bagwell in there
Nice.
the other day. Yeah, Houston Astro legend. Sorry, it was after you, but still, fuck that team. But yeah, rookie of the year, fucking AL site. Was it AL or NL back in the day? Anyways,
they switched.
I think it was
So-
NL back in the day. NL Cy Young winner back in '94. Yeah, he was there. I saw Spike Lee Christmas Eve. Like, it's a very big place, and we're expecting. I think Rory has a party coming in on Wednesday next week when they get in. So it's becoming a very big spot, and it's awesome. Like, if you suck, if you slack, you're gone. And I'm like, yes, I don't even have to fucking bring this shit up anymore. I just do my
Alright.
job. I literally just do my job and go home.
Nice.
It's awesome. So
Well, hopefully
it's
it keeps
great
working
fucking
out for
money.
you, so that you can keep saving up that money and go to Cleveland.
Great money. Any baseball news as we're getting into spring
No.
training?
Otani's a beast, but we already knew that. So
How about us? Like, we've been like kind of in talks
hasn't
with.
Devers been talking shit on your entire team or like your entire organization?
Who gives a fuck? I don't blame him if he does.
I think he's saying
but
you guys like need a big change or some shit.
probably. I don't disagree with him. But Trevor Bauer, there's been a lot of murmurs that we may end up signing him and giving him that second chance, which I would fucking love. I would
I saw
absolutely
that
love. We talked about that
Papelbon
like
offered
6
to
months
pay.
ago. Yeah. And the GM hit him up or some shit last week. But yeah, there's talks happening. Shout out to Papelbon.
I know Devers said the Red Sox needed to do more in the offseason, so he said you guys didn't do enough. The front office.
I agree.
didn't.
We were literally every report that you saw that a Dodger signed,
Yeah.
we were in the running for. Like,
Hey, at least Devers is looking out for your squad, bro. Trying to make shit happen.
I agree. But it's literally you guys and the Astros to lose again this year, so who gives a fuck?
Yeah, but
I'm
we
not
won't
a
even
one.
be in the World Series. You know, we'll blow some bullshit game. I'm excited to see Yamamoto.
Hey,
though. That'd be
Chris
fucking
Sell's
fun.
gone. Chris Sell has finally been lifted off of my shoulders. I am so happy. I'm thankful for the 100 innings. No, I'm kidding. I'm thankful for everything you did, but holy fuck, was it a brutal, anxious ride. I'm happy you're gone. I'm happy you're only going to pitch for probably another 40 innings of your career, and it's not going to be on the Red Sox dime for $150 million. Dude, when I saw that news, I was so happy. Like, I don't think I've been that happy about a move for the Red Sox in a very long time. I was excited as fuck.
MLS started? The fuck? What? MLS started apparently. Miami is now 1-0-0.
Do you not check your bank accounts?
I don't have
Oh yeah,
season tickets
through.
anymore.
What?
Dude, bro. You don't even it's too much talk. I swear I've told you this, but
No.
Jake still has his in a different location. No, LAFC. Okay, I've said this on the podcast before. I'm gonna keep it short because it's bedtime. But I've said this on the podcast before, so this is not breaking news. LAFC is the worst front office in all Big Five sports that I've ever encountered. They're a bullshit front office. I love the team. I will continue to cheer for LAFC till the day I die. But I have said from day one, the LAFC front office is ass. They don't care about anybody. They don't want any shit but just money. They care about their pockets. They don't know who people are. They don't care about anybody. They don't care about fans. They don't care about players. They don't care about shit. They care about their pockets. And that's all they care about. They cycle through just everything in the organization. They don't care about problems, fixing problems. They don't care about any of that shit. And it's so frustrating. The front office of LAFC is the worst group in anything. Never do business with whoever's in the front office of LAFC ever.
Damn.
Seriously, it's the worst. But long story short,
Well, we'll
I don't
talk
have my
about it
tickets
after
anymore.
you press stop.
No, I'm going to bed, but I don't have my seats anymore. Jake
Alright.
had to move to different seats because they gave them to somebody else. They gave our seats to somebody else. And instead of deciding to fix it, they essentially blamed us and said, "You're lucky that we're even reinstating you to be able to buy season tickets again," because they took our tickets from us and revoked them from us with no explanation, no warning, no explanation, no anything. We had to reach out to them and ask where our tickets were because we hadn't seen the next year's tickets come in. And they said, "Oh, you guys have been blacklisted. You're not able to buy tickets." And so
What the fuck?
they did us a favor and reinstated so that Jake could
And
go
you
buy
were
it.
like,
And,
yeah, fuck that.
and I said, that ain't a fucking favor. A favor is giving me my fucking seats back and apologizing. And like, and they were like, "Well, we've already given those seats to somebody else." I said, then go fucking find those people and tell them that those seats were not available for them. Sorry, we made a mistake. Go somewhere else. And then Jake got mad at me because I was fighting it, and he's like, "I just want seats, man. I don't want." I'm like, "Then go buy your fucking seat. I'm out." Like, I'm not gonna act like they did a good favor to me by reinstating me to buy new tickets. No, fuck you, and your
Wow.
stupid ass program. So
That's crazy.
yeah. So I don't even know where Jake's sitting anymore, but we're going to an Angel City game in April.
Damn,
though,
we're
so
gonna
that'll
have
be
to pay a
fun.
lot of money to go to LAFC now.
Who's we? You haven't gotten any games.
If I do come out, we're gonna be paying a lot of money.
Nah,
Not gonna be a Miami game.
No, we're gonna start sucking, so don't worry about it. But no, we're going to Angel City in April. I'm excited about that. We're taking the niece to her first soccer game, so that'll be fucking fun. All that.
Where
But
the fuck Angel City is.
the girls
Okay.
that play at LAFC Stadium, like the
Nice.
girl, whatever. But yeah, any other shout outs before we get out of here?
Nope. Shout out on
All
my
right.
fucking camera for busting, you piece of shit.
Well, shout out, Eddie, if he listens to the whole podcast, which he doesn't even listen to the beginning. So shout out to Austin Matthews, who plays hockey for Tampa Bay. He is the fastest ever to reach 50 goals. I think it is, or 50 points. No, it's got to be 50 goals because it's late in the season. So the fastest ever to reach 50 goals. So shout out to him. He's on pace. Eddie texted me the other day. He's on pace for a 79 goal season. Which nobody's broken 70 since Gretzky and Lemieux back in like the 80s or whenever the hell they were playing. So that's really cool.
I got to see one of the Panthers. It wasn't Kachuk, I don't think. But they had like a 9-10 game goal streak they extended, which was one of the
Nice.
longest in history.
For the Panthers or history of ever?
Maybe Panthers, actually, now that I think about it.
I just know that Gretzky's probably done all kinds of shit.
Yeah,
like that,
and
so
that's
it's
what I'm
hard to
saying
know.
now that I think about it. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah,
I
shout
love
out
being
to-
able to see that shit.
Shout out to offensive hockey, though. Like, it's way more fun than stupid ass offensive NBA. So
Sick of not being able to see. Hey, shout out to the Islanders and the the Islanders and the Rangers. But yeah, for dropping the gloves after the
Oh,
first
yeah.
goal. After that first goal, and just duking it out.
What
'Cause I
about
missed that
Texas
shit.
A&M and Incarnate Word? Are you shouting out them?
Oh,
for-
well, it
for
wasn't just
dropping the
Texas
course?
A&M. It wasn't just Texas A&M. It was Texas A&M,
Corpus something.
Episcopal,
Yeah, some. Not the real Texas
Technology
A&M.
Key.
Sorry.
Yeah, it was some
An
crazy thing. But
offsite
yeah,
Texas A&M.
Incarnate World, which I did bet on a good bit, to lose a lot. I think they ended up losing that game. But yeah, that shit was crazy as
That's
fuck.
crazy.
And when like they slowed it down after on ESPN and they like gray boxed everything,
Yeah.
you could see there was only like 3 moments of actual shit happening, and then a lot of cafeteria chess play,
Right.
like a lot of that. So it looked a lot worse than it was. But yeah, somebody was really pissed off that they lost to it because it was a in conference game.
Right.
Somebody was pissed off about that loss.
Yeah.
For
So
sure.
shout out not to the basketball guys. Don't fight on the court. But shout out to all the hockey players that are doing their thing, having a good time, scoring goals. And just keep that up, and hockey will be more interesting and people will watch it. So do that, score goals, and as always, be a stud, not a scrub.